Hello, everyone. I don't know what I'm doing with the light, so I'm going to move that. Oh my word, that's awful. Look like I'm buried in a potato. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with light. I'll take the glasses off. Sweaty hair. Shift that. Juju, hello. Sorry about this. And I've got a microphone on loan from my daughter. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me even better than usual? Hi, Charlie. So I've got a microphone. Look at this. It's like a dinosaur or something. Can I hear it? Brilliant. Wicked. I might keep the microphone. Doesn't look very attractive though, does it? I don't know. How do proper YouTubers do this? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Still hear me? I'm quite fussy about the setup. The Stray Hoovian or Hovian, hello. Hi Lily, sorry, but it's the little ritual of me having to set up a new live stream whenever I schedule one. I'm really sorry, but I haven't figured out how to just make the scheduled one work. So can you still hear me? 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 I see Buzz Tequila. I don't think we've met before. Cattle Hex, hello. Scott, hello again. So yeah, it doesn't look very nice though, does it? Microphones don't look nice. What am I going to do about this? Because my daughter's insisted that I try it out. Well, I've not figured out the visuals as well as the volume. What does Mike at Autistic AF do? Does he have a microphone hovering from the ceiling? Oh, I don't know what to do. Should I just leave it there? Look like I'm about to be attacked by it. Anyway, I hope you're well. It's 9:30. I'm going to try and get comfortable. Oh, this is not brilliant setup. So I'm going to stop moaning. So yeah, tell me something nice. And then I'll try and be interesting and funny and informative. Because that's what you're here for. Dad jokes or poetry or my searing political opinions. I'll give you what you want. I'm here at your beck and call. I see a lot of people stream with microphone in the shot. It seems typical, yeah. I'm just freaked out by it because I've never done it before. But yeah, it's like a mark of professionalism, except in my case, when I just keep talking about how unprofessional I am. Hey, look, I've got a microphone provided by my daughter on loan from school. So you shouldn't really be telling you that sort of thing. That's oversharing. I should have said, yeah, I've spent £500 on this brand new microphone because of all the likes and subscriptions that I'm getting through YouTube, which I'm not getting, which is fine. I'm not bitter about it at all. Dad jokes. Yeah, dad jokes. Just a British thing. Dad jokes are bad puns, like jokes that make you groan. I'm trying to think of an example now, and I can't. When dads like, make a joke at the dinner table, you're in a restaurant, and it's a really lame joke. Dad jokes. And the dad is more amused than anyone else around the dinner table. You should never laugh at your own jokes more than other people laugh at them. Yeah, I've learned the hard way. Although I still keep repeating the same mistake. It's like, here's a good joke. And I even do like the sort of the little run-up, like a hop, skip and jump. It's a mixed metaphor. So I do a little run-up to the joke and then leap into the sandpit. The sandpit is the punchline. Does this make sense? And then I look around for the applause. And there is none. It's just me in a sandpit. Punny jokes. There we are. Great. Punny jokes. Well done, Scott. You got the idea. Hi, Tim. I just thought I'd pop in and you're clashing with a favourite DJ. Tell me the DJ now, Tim. Anything music related, and I'll pounce on it. I'm privileged that you've popped in to say hello when you should be listening to someone far more talented and engaging. So, yeah. Cool. Let me know the name of the DJ, please, if you wouldn't mind. How can you tell when you've passed an elephant? I don't know, Lily. I want to know that as well. Juju, here's a camera falling down sometimes. Is that Mike Autistic AF, Juju? If you've not been here before, I am a nightmare with the chat because I feel obliged to try and respond to every single comment, and it's 10 people, it's just about manageable, but anything more than 30 and I'm like, no, I can't keep up. But there aren't 30 people here, which is fine. It's fine. It only needs one other person to be in a live stream for it to work. Otherwise it's just me talking at my laptop, and that's a sign of madness. Mike, yeah, so Mike, I tend to think Mike's got all the good ideas because he has. Certainly seems to have got all the kit. So yeah, copy Mike at Autistic AF if you want to do this sort of thing well, which I'm not doing. But as long as you can hear me and see me and this whopping great big microphone, which I still think it's like a dinosaur about to eat me, but you're not bothered by it. You're more bothered about me being bothered about it, probably. I don't know. How can you tell me you passed an elephant? You can't close the toilet seat. I don't know what that means. Why am I not getting that? Oh, I feel so thick. How can you tell me you passed an elephant? You can't. Oh, you passed an elephant. Oh. Ew. What an image. God. I'm stunned. Thank you, Lily. Charlie, I like your style of answer, but I'm sure we'll appreciate you. You'd like to answer us all, but also won't be offended if you missed a comment. I can barely keep up. I'm just commenting. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, I do try. I watched a little bit of a live stream with the Scottish comedian Limmy, and he had 450 people listening in, and he doesn't even pretend to try and keep up with the chat board. He just can't. The only comments he was responding to, I noticed, were when people gave him money, because it comes up like a big bubble, like $5 or whatever it is. And he went, oh, cheers. He doesn't try to respond to every comment. He just couldn't. It's impossible. But interestingly, when I dipped into this live stream with Limmy, he was thinking aloud about whether he might be autistic. And I'd heard that he had wondered this before through Creative Autistic, Lizzie at Creative Autistic, who runs one of my favourite autism channels. I'll put that in the chat as well. Might as well. And just a few weeks ago, Lizzie at Creative Autistic said to me that Limmy had wondered aloud whether he might be autistic. And I said in the chat today, this midday today, I said, what was I said? I shouldn't diagnose anyone as autistic, but I think Limmy might be autistic. And someone said, yeah, the first bit's right. Right. You shouldn't go around diagnosing people as autistic. And I was like, yeah, I know. I just said that. I shouldn't go around diagnosing people as autistic. But I think Limmy might be autistic. And he had said himself a minute beforehand that he had, he might be autistic. And yet someone said, oh, you shouldn't go around diagnosing people. So that annoyed me a lot. He's a really creative person, hates leaving the house. Not hates leaving the house, likes his own company. He was talking about struggling to hold down a real job, which he doesn't need to do anymore because he's a very successful comedian and he doesn't even need to do TV work anymore. But he was saying briefly that he wouldn't know how to keep a job, and he was talking about anxiety as well. And it's like ticking all these autistic boxes, shall we say? So yeah, So it was interesting to share, but someone didn't like me diagnosing. I wasn't. I was just suggesting it might be a possibility. Big difference. You can diagnose me as anything you like, as long as it's not offensive. Yeah, I know it's not something. It's it's a big deal, isn't it? Finding out you're autistic. It's not for someone to just point the finger at you and go, "You're autistic," or even worse, "You're not autistic," when you already know that you are. That's not good. Not good at all. Particularly if you're late diagnosed and you're still coming to terms with your sort of new identity or new understanding of yourself. Someone says, "Oh, you're not autistic." What am I then? What gives you the right to just undo that diagnosis, that realization? Who are you to say that? So I do get it. I do, you shouldn't diagnose people, but when you're autistic, you have an autistic radar, and you do identify traits. I would say more than neurotypical people do, because you're autistic and you probably read about autism and you watch autism videos, and you are more attuned to what an autistic person does, their behaviour. So you're more minded to say, you might be autistic, not because you want to be the authority, and you're just saying, you might be autistic. It's helpful to know if you are, in my view. Although Limmy didn't seem that bothered. It's like, oh, I might be autistic. I might have a learning disability. These were the words that he used. And he didn't seem too bothered about putting a label on it or having a diagnosis, which I thought was quite interesting. Because for me, having the label and having the understanding is fundamental. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have that understanding. But he's not bothered. Just does Twitch live streams all day, every day. Plays computer games and gets money for it. Each to their own. I do this when I've got the energy and the time, and I make silly videos, and sometimes waffle on rather seriously about autism diagnosis. I'll try and be funny in a moment. Although the chat is it's slowing down a bit. But how can I nudge people? Although I've got a couple of comments here. Lee's here. Hello. Ahoy. Hope you're well. Seabaz Tequila. I knew I was probably autistic before I got diagnosed. It was the additional ADHD diagnosis that surprised me. Me too. Cool. Not to bring it back on me. I'm just doing that autistic thing of relating with a similar story. The irony. I was like, ADHD is, well, for 40 years, I couldn't care less about autism. It's like, I'm not autistic. Not interested in autism. Now, of course, it's the exact opposite. And only after I realised that I'm autistic, and I realised before my official diagnosis, way before,